Oh no, this needs to close. Do I need that? Oh no, it's going. Okay, it's going, it's going, it's going. Let me flip it. Okay, hello. Hello again. Hello. I am Betty McKnit, and this is the 6-day crochet along. I am live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and that's it. That's it. Those 3 places. This is day 4 of the 6-day crochet along. Working on the, let me just put a little lip gloss on. I've been working on the retro rainbow stripe retro rainbow blanket and the 6-day ridgy didge. I spent 2 days doing the ridgy didge swatch, and I have that full video up online on my YouTube for you. So if you would like to do a ridgy didge and you'd like to swatch, then that's there for you. Today I'm going to, somebody asked me if I would please show how I did the retro rainbow blanket and carried the yarn up the sides of the work. And so I'm going to show that tonight. And I think that might be all that gets to happen. If that goes quickly, then I'll go ahead and I'll start on the Sweetheart Rainbow, but really I think that's going to be tomorrow. So there's 2 more days. Listen, I haven't seen as many progress photos as I would like. I'd love to see your progress photos. Tag me wherever and show me day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, like every day what you've done. And, you know, just do it. There is no challenge issued that you need to finish in 6 days, but I would like to see you crochet along for 6 days and do a little bit every day for 6 days. That would be awesome. So don't worry if you finish or not. I'm not going to finish. I haven't actually even started the blankets that I wanted to work on at the crochet along. I'm still in the swatch stage. So it's 6 days is not a challenge. It's like totally okay if you don't finish in 6 days. That's not the intention of the patterns being named 6-day whatever. So, okay. All right, ticky talkie. Let's see. Now I'm going to, I'm not quite ready yet. Let me get ready. Let me get my stuff ready. This blanket has 7 colors of yarn. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm just going to dump them out. See what we got here. So I'm using this for a couple different projects, but and they're nice and tangled too. All right, so let me go ahead and put this up so that I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one in my hand, 7. Okay, let me go ahead and put this up so that I can talk about this properly. Okay, the 6-day retro rainbow blanket has 7 colors of Stylecraft Special DK, and it's like a little pastel-y kind of rainbow-ish colors. It's not like a true rainbow where it's, you know, Roy G. Biv, but it's got a lot of pastels in it, and the colors are really, really cute. I really wasn't expecting the reaction to these colors that I got online when I posted it. So I'm going to line them up because what I did, I used all 7 colors. I changed colors on after every row. And it's a lot. It's a lot of ends, but I'll show you what I did. And I'll just say, I'm not sure it was the best choice what I actually did. I don't think I will do it again, but I did put it in the pattern, so I'll show you what I did. And really, I put it in the pattern because everybody said, oh, all those ends. I don't want to weave in all those ends. So, and I didn't want to weave them all in either, but I think weaving them in would have been better than what I did. But, you know, you can do what I did um, and figure it out the hard way, learn the hard way. There are, I've been ranting about this a lot lately. There are things that we do in crochet. We hear about these shortcuts and we go, oh, this is just a thing I'm never going to do it any other way again, as long as I live. Well, shortcuts are not always the best, and most of us find that out, I think, when we try them. We think they're going to be the be all end all, and they're really just not, Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Most often, the shortcut doesn't really make things better. So, okay, I had a bunch of little ends from designing in there. So this is how the colors line up. Instead of Roy G. Biv, it's this one is fondant, and this one is called, I forget, and it lost its label. I'll look it up on the pattern. Fondant. I want to say citrus. I'm not even going to guess. Fondant. Don't remember. Toy. Spring green. Cloud blue. There's the end. Aster. And wisteria. Oh, the end is coming out of that side. Okay. And I kind of have them lined up because if you're going to do this method that I did, you have to kind of be organized, and you have to kind of fiddle with the yarn, and you have to rearrange it in between every row. I got a couple questions. I see Tammy McDuff is saying, where do you get your yarn? This yarn, Stylecraft Special DK, I ordered it from Lovecrafts, and I have an affiliate link for them too. Let's see, Diamond Patterson, what a cool name. Saffron, thank you, Della, you're the best. It's Saffron. Fondant, Saffron, Toy, Spring Green, Cloud Blue, Aster, and Wisteria. There you go. Thank you, Della to the rescue. All right, I'm making the retro rainbow 6-day retro rainbow blanket, but I'm not going to make the whole thing. Obviously, I'm going to do a swatch, and I'm going to show how I handle my ends. So let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Woohoo! Okay. So it starts. Let me flip this. So I'm going to start chaining with a larger hook. I'm going to work it with a G hook, which I believe is a 4mm, and I'm going to start it with an H hook, which I believe is 4.5. So I'm going to make a swatch. So when you swatch for this, yeah, it works great. I learned that from knitting. Della says, I started flipping my yarns over the working yarn after seeing you do it. Yeah. So starting with the pink, I'm going to chain 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So you can start this blanket with any multiple of 3. I would suggest, especially if you want to use as many colors and you're thinking about working over carrying the ends and working over them, I would suggest that you do a swatch on 21 or some small, or like 30 first, and practice how you're going to do your ends. Okay, actually I'm going to go ahead and do my single crochet row with this. So the first row is single crochet, starting with the second chain from the hook. I go under one loop of the chain and leave 2 on the bottom. Thanks for following. I know the colors are totally adorable, aren't they? Thanks so much. Whoops. Okay, so we're changing colors at the end of every row. So I'm never going to finish my last stitch. I'm always going to be adding the next color in on the last stitch of the row. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my smaller hook. Let me actually bring up the pattern to, oh no, that's bigger. That's not the one I want. Which one do I want? I want the G. Let me actually bring up the pattern. Make sure I'm doing it right. Retro Rainbow. So this color combination is called the Retro Rainbow Blanket, and this stripe is called the Tranquility Stripe. And the 6-Day Kid Blanket, if you don't know, has all these different ways that you can stripe it, and this one's called the Tranquility Stripe. It's got a bunch of notes at the beginning. Oh, I did a G plus and a G. The G plus is 4.5, and the G is 4. I did an I and not or an H, not a G plus, so that must be 5 millimeter. Okay, row 2, change to color B, which is going to be my saffron. So I'm going to pull that through, and then I'm going to flip. I'm not going to cut the pink. I'm going to flip it up and over the working yarn, and then this is, and hold it to the back. Okay, and then it's stacked single, so it's a little bit different. And then I'm going to do my stacked single. So you don't chain up for 8, you do a single crochet, and then you do another single crochet into the side of the stitch. Okay, and now I have this ball of pink that is still attached, and I'm going to carry it. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to carry it up the side of the work the next time I need it. It's going to be on this side. So, and I turn the work. So the ball of pink is coming out of this side of the work, and I'm going to work the saffron across, and it's going to be coming out of this side. So whichever one you're working on is the one that you want to be on the left. And then the one that you don't need anymore, you want to make sure it is not entangled in any way, and you put it over to the right. Okay, so I'll zoom out just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with the yarns. So this one is over here. These are all the guys that haven't been used yet. So I'm just, for clarity's sake, because we don't need them yet, I'm going to put them to the side, okay? My working one is always on the left. Pinky that I'm done with is on the right. They are not touching each other. They're can I keep them separated, okay? I got a lot of stuff on here. Let me get rid of this tripod. Okay, so now I'm doing row 2, stacked single crochet, or stacked single, and then double crochet in the stitch next to it. And then we're going to skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. Across until there are 3 stitches left. Excuse me. Okay, so I started my swatch with a chain of 21, and then I didn't count my first row, but it should be 20. It should be 1 less than whatever you chained. Okay, and then when I have 3 left, I'm going to skip 2 and do 2 double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, now I don't usually count this row because it's set up in clusters, right? But I did a multiple of 3, which was 21, and each cluster represents 3, so I should have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 started. I mean, this is a half of one and this is a half of one, but it's basically it's 7 clusters. But if we're going to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, somebody posted in the group the other day. It's 2 less than your starting chain. So 21 is the chain, 20 is the stitches in the first row, and 19 is the stitches in the second row. It's actually row 3. Okay. So now I'm going to bring in a third color because I'm changing on every row. So the next color is the toy. So I'm going to bring that in and then flip the tail and the working yarn up. And now it starts with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then turn. Okay. So now I have the orange and I'm just going to leave everybody where it is, but I like my working yarn over on the left because I'm going that way, right? So it would be if it was over here, I'd be pulling it, right? So I want it over to the left. And then I just want to make sure it's the one that's on top. And it should be the furthest to the left. Okay, my working yarn, furthest to the left. Nobody is tangled yet, keeping everybody straight. So at the end of every row, you're going to do this little dance where you rearrange. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a mess. 3 double crochet in the next, and in each space across, double crochet in the last stitch. double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so row 4, I'm going to bring in the green. It's going to be my working yarn, so it's going to be the furthest to the left. I'm going to pull it through my last stitch of the row. I'm going to take the tail and my old yarn and pull it through, and then start with that chain 1 and lock those yarns in, and then I'm going to flip. So the saffron is underneath and the pink is on top. So you have to practice flipping so that you don't twist the yarns. So when you turn your project, you're gonna start turning it one way, and then when I'm ready to turn it over, I'm gonna turn it back. So my yarns that are coming out of here are just gonna cross and then uncross, cross and then uncross. You don't want to keep turning and turning and turning, or they're gonna start twisting together. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this way, and then I'm going to turn that way. I'm going to turn this way and then that way. Okay, and then now I'm going to do the dance. So out of this side here, I have pink. So I'm going to put the pink over where it belongs. And if it's, see how I wrapped it around, I'm going to unwrap it. And then I also have coming out of that side the toy. So I'm going to straighten it all out, make sure it's not twisted around anything at all. And then I'm going to put it over here with pink because they're both coming out of that side. The saffron is still, it's over here. And the green, I'm going to work it across, and then it's going to end up over there. Now, after you get this going, you'll get into a rhythm where you'll start to get habits, and you'll just like know where to flip them and move them. But take the time at the end of every row to like do this little dance and rearrange them all. And I'm doing this to avoid weaving in the ends, and because I want to change colors on every single row. Hi, I am working on the 6-day retro rainbow blanket, and I am showing how I did it without cutting the yarn at the end of every row and having a million ends. I carried the yarns up the side of the work rather than cutting them, which, to be honest, I'm not sure I would do again, but I'm going to show it anyways. As a lot of people don't know maybe that you can carry the yarn up the side of the work rather than cutting it. And by the way, this is a single crochet across the row, and I believe I am supposed to single crochet into this turning chain as well. But I'm going to count them just to be sure. It should be 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I did too many. It should only be 20. Okay, I'm just going to go back half a stitch here because I'm going to bring in the next color. Okay, so green and orange are over here together. pink and toy are together. They're coming out of that side together. All right, nobody's tangled. I was like, where's my green? I already did it. Okay, now this is the cloud blue. Pull it through, and then I'm going to flip the tail and my last working yarn up and over. And that's going to create a twist. I'm just going to undo it. Don't let anybody get twisted around anybody else. Okay, and then we're going to, this row starts with a stacked single crochet, and then you single crochet into the side of that same stitch. And then they're just twisted once, but they're not tangled. The blue is all the way, the one I'm working with is always the furthest one to the left. Okay, this is the working one. Okay, and there should be 20. There's only 19. Hang on. I thought I counted the green, and I said I had too many, and I must have miscounted. Bloop. Listen, stop having a funeral every time you have to frog. That'll be my rant for today. Oh, I have to frog. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. It's okay. God dang. Y'all kids. I'm telling you. I think people, get upset when they have to frog because they're new and they crochet slow. You crochet slow when you first start, so it does feel like a big tragedy, but it's really not. And then the other end of it that I also would like to rant about is, oh, I would have to fix it. I would have to frog it. I don't always frog, and I don't always fudge. Sometimes I fix it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not. Not everything has to be fixed, but there are some people that I have noticed will always fix it, no matter what. Even if it's the tiniest thing you would never notice. And that's their choice. But I'm not going to shame anybody for fudging because I do it all the time. But my thing is, I think that you should know why you're doing it. Don't just be like, I'm supposed to have 20, 21, and I only have 20. Let me just throw another one in there. No, it's wrong because you made a mistake. So figure out the mistake. And when you go back and say, oh, I missed da da da, I can just fix it like this, then you can make the decision. But don't just fix it and not understand where you went wrong. That's my thing. Okay, rant over. Erin Swanson says, I secretly love frogging. I'll tell you what I appreciate about it, and I always say this. Yarn is very forgiving. You can tear it all the way out and make something else, and I like that. And then there are the people that say, oh, you have to put a mistake in everything, for different reasons, because only God makes perfect stuff or whatever. So people intentionally leave a mistake in. I don't do that either, but I do if there are sometimes if there's a mistake, I just, I fudge it. I don't fix it, but I don't purposely do one. I don't have to do it on purpose. I make mistakes constantly. I don't have to try and make mistakes. It happens naturally. I made that iced tea last night and then I didn't drink it. And I just stuck it in the fridge. I was like, this is a whole glass of iced tea. It's too good to waste. Okay, I got a twister. Did y'all see that? I'm not sure exactly what I did, but well, I know what I did. I turned it one way and then I turned it the same way again. So don't keep turning something the same way out of habit. Flip it and then flip it back over. Like you're turning a book, like you're turning the same page of the book, open and closed. Frog schmog. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. It is all part of the process. It's like I try to tell people, frogging is part of crochet. They say, oh, I had to frog the whole thing. Like, it's okay. Okay, so what am I doing here? The blue, well, let me bring in the other blue first. I started ranting and then I forgot what I was doing. So this new blue is going to be the furthest to the left. If you're left-handed, it'll probably be the furthest to the right. Okay, and then I'm going to pull that through. And I'm going to flip its tail, and the yarn that I'm changing, and I'm going to hold it on the other side and start my next stitch with this, which is a stacked single crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to take this blue that I don't need anymore, and I'm going to unwind it, and I'm going to put it on the side with the other colors. So this is the side that the pink and the toy are coming out of, so it's going to go over here. Then I'm going to make sure I turn so that I don't twist. Okay, see, I got them undone again. Except for that blue, it's like wrapped around. So you just, this is a lot less awkward once you get it going, but you just have to take the time to keep it all straight. Otherwise, you'll really end up with a big mess, a big pile of stuff. Whoops. It's under the green and it's under the orange, so it has to go around. Okay. And trust me, it gets easier. Set it down and admire it and untangle it. The one you're working with is on the top and the furthest to the left. Are you from the Northeast? I notice a little accent. I am from Western Pennsylvania. I grew up saying yins and pop and red up. Hey, Bex. Hello, Scotland. You're going to do the retro one next. I want to do one in worsted weight. I have the yarn here, but I definitely, I should have said this at the beginning. If you are going to carry yarn up the side of the work, you want no more than 3 yarns per side. So that means you can do 7, a total of 7. So at any given time, this yarn is only going to be carried up one side, and then it's going to go across and it's going to be carried up the other side. So you see there's 3 over here, there's 3 over here, and then there's going to be one you're working with. So there's never going to be more than 3 with 7 colors of yarn. Okay. Honestly, I think it was too much. And then I also would not do this with anything thicker or heavier than DK weight. It was really bulky with even DK weight. But yeah, I would not carry, if you're using, well, I'm going to take that back. If you're doing worsted weight, I would only do 2 yarns. I would only carry 2. I would do no more than 2. So you would have only 1 thread of yarn on each side at a time. Anything more than that, you're not going to be able to cover it with your edge. And definitely do not do it with chunky weight or anything heavier than that. It's not gonna it's not gonna work. So those are my caveats with carrying yarns up the side. But I do it all the time. I do it mostly on, I like to use cake yarn for my 6-day kid blankets. I like to use 2 different colorways of cake yarn and stripe with the cake yarn. And those I carry up the side, 2 colors up to worsted weight. And then when I do the Sweetheart Rainbow tomorrow, I'll show you how I kind of cheated on that one with that extra row. And I did 2 right sides together so that I didn't have to carry it. Okay, so this blue one, I'm done with it. It's going over here with its brothers that are also coming out of this side of the work. Okay. And then this new one, it's on the top and it is the furthest to the left. Single crochet. Let's see, and I'm going to do a flip. I'm going to go this way. Single crochet across. Hey, Lala Garcia. Hello from Washington. I'm excited to start my first blanket soon. That's cool. My hair looks cute, right? I just got my hair cut. Y'all can't see it on TikTok. One of the things I really like about this particular iteration of the 6-day blanket pattern is that it has 6 rows, but it has 7 colors. So the colors, I just like what the colors do with that configuration. I think it's cool. Okay. Thanks so much. I know I'm fishing for compliments about my hair. I love it. I'm in love with it. Okay, and I'm going to count my row just to prove that I count every once in a while. I'm glad I did it before because I almost messed up. 20. Okay, now here we go. We're going to do our first carry because now I'm ready for the pink again. So it's all the way down here. Okay, it's all the way down here. So we want to bring it out because it's going to be the leftiest now. Bring it all the way over, furthest to the left. Make sure it's not wrapped around anything. I think I could have done that better. I wrapped it around the two it was sitting on the same side with. Doesn't seem like that should have happened. Looks like that's going to be a worse tangle. Okay, there we go. You want to be able to bring it around in front. Uh-oh. I lost my half a stitch here. Okay. So now I'm... This is awkward as heck. Okay, here we go. Come on, Pinky. Okay, and I'm just going to carry it up the side. And then the tension has to be exactly right. Okay, exactly right. So it can't be too loose, and it can't, it can't be loose and hanging like that. And it can't be too tight or it's going to pull the fabric. Okay, it has to just lay perfectly right across the edge of the work, because you're gonna work your edge, first row of edge over top of it and hide it. Okay, so it has to be just exactly flat. And this is why you practice it on this too, because if this goes wrong, then you're cooked. It's your whole edge, and it's not enough to tie off and weave in if you if you mess it up. Okay, so let me zoom out. There's that. And now I'm going to do that thing I like to do with my yarn, which is bring the tail. So I'm bringing the purple back up and over the pink. Okay. So it wraps around and kind of anchors it. All right. And then I'm going to start my stacked double on the other side. So before I move on, I'm going to check all my tension again. Okay, as I was fiddling around, I made it tighter. It has to be right. It has to be exactly right, or you won't like it. It won't work. Okay, so there's my stacked single. All right, and then before I complete my row, I'm going to take the purple. I'm going to unwrap it from whatever I did with the pink, and it's going to go over on that side with whatever yarn it's over there with the blue and the, okay, so these 3 yarns that are on this side are on my right. and the other 3 that are coming out of here are on my left. And my pink that I'm working with is on the top, and it's the furthest to the left. Okay, let me zoom out so you can see where all the yarns ended up. And it looks a mess, but nothing is twisted and nothing is tangled. Okay, so I'm going to stay out while I work this row. Double crochet across. Yep, I'm carrying them. See, these 3 are on this side. These 3 are on this side. And this one over here is my working yarn. After a couple repeats, you'll get it. Ah! Della, I am so glad you're here. Della says, aren't you on a cluster row? Yes, I'm supposed to be. Just happily double crocheting along as if. Oh my goodness. I have some people in my community that have just impeccable eye for detail. They catch so much. Della's one of those people. And people come into the 6-day blanket community and they're intimidated. And it is kind of intimidated because these ladies are like, crochet experts. But they are so good at finding what went wrong and helping you figure it out. It's really such a wonderful group, and there's honestly no reason to be intimidated by the 6-day blanket because we have so many wonderful people that will help. I know, right? Carolyn says, good save. Okay. Okay, next is going to be my saffron, and it's ready to go down here. And I'm going to bring it up and make that tension perfect along the side of my work. Perfect. Has to be perfect. And then I'm going to wrap the pink up and over just to anchor it. And then this is going to be a chain 3 to start the next row. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and work that. Double check my tension. And then give these guys the flipperoo. And now I'm going to put the pink over on the side with the blue and whatever yarns are coming out of that side. It's a blue, green, and I'm going to pull the saffron out because I'm going to be working with it. And I'm going to make sure it's not tangled up in anything. And you want that working one to be the very top one, the furthest one to the left. These ones that are coming out of this side are on the front, but they're not touching the ones coming out of that side. See, there's no, how can I show it without my hands being in the way? This is this side and this is this side. Okay, and then the saffron is on top. Okay. No, it's not. Now it is. See, that's why you want it to be. Okay, row 3 is granny clusters in the spaces. And then it ends with a double crochet in the last stitch. No contact in sports. Yep. Whoops. Hold on. Hey, Kathy. Okay, so the next color in the sequence is the toy. I'll just bring that up and pull it through. Set my tension exactly right. Bring that saffron up and single crochet for the next row. And then I want to flip so that I unwind those guys, right? I don't want to keep flipping it back and forth around. I don't want to keep spinning my work so that the work spins. And then this saffron is going to go live over here now because that's the side it's on. It's over here. And then the toy is going to come out. We're going to disentangle it from anything it's twisted around and make sure that it's on the top. It's actually under the saffron, so we'll make sure it's on the top and the furthest thing to the left. Thank you so much. Welcome. So what I'm doing as part of the 6-day crochet along, I released 3 new patterns. They're really not entirely new patterns. They're variations on the 6-day blanket. And we're in the middle of a crochet along, and the way that I do a crochet along is everybody picks, a 6-day pattern that they want to work on, either one of the new ones that I'm doing or something else. And we just work on them for 6 days, a little bit every day for 6 days. There's no pressure to finish in 6 days. And then whatever tags I get on social, I pick some, somebody who has tagged me all 6 days of the crochet along, and I send them a little something. So I pick like one person from each platform. It's not too late to join in if you haven't started something. Okay, who's next? Green is next. All right, Greenie, it's your turn. You bring it to the front. All these threads that are here, you want the new color in front of all of them. Okay, and then you pull it through the last 2 loops of the last stitch of the row, adjust the tension so that it lays perfectly along the edge. And then flip the old yarn and anchor it in. And then you work the first stitch. Usually it's like a chain stitch, but for this one it's a standing single crochet, or stacked single crochet, sorry. Okay, and I want to make sure I turned the right way so that nothing was tangled. And then my new working yarn is going to be the green. And so it comes out to the top, and the toy replaces it on my left with the pink and the blue. Yep. Just let me make sure the green, yep, the green is on top. Is this making sense? Della says, thanks for showing this, but I think I'll weave my ends. Hold on. Something's where it shouldn't be. It looks worse than it is. You get the hang of it. Set it up from the beginning, take a minute, and, you know, look, I'm making a swatch. It takes me 30 seconds to get to the other side. When you're doing your blanket, it take, you know, you're not spending most of your time straightening out the threads. But this is what I did for an entire blanket, and you just get used to it after a while. You set up a rhythm, and you just make it, you make it happen. Honestly, if I do it again, I will weave my ends. Not because I found this part too much to handle, but because I did really not like the finished edge of the edge when I worked over them. I had to work it with really tight tension. It was hard to get it to lay flat. It really, to me, at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it for that reason. But in terms of weaving in ends, I'm sure I saved myself a lot of time. Okay, now I've got the blue. And if you think you're the type of person at some point would go, screw it, I'll just let them twist around each other and figure it all out. Nah, bruh, don't do that. Okay, now the green has to go over here. And the blue has to come out and go to the left. We want to make sure that blue is on the top and not, yeah, I think I turned the wrong way, actually. Okay, so what happened right here is I turned my work the wrong way, and that's when they got twisted. So you want to make sure you don't do that. You always turn your work so that you're gonna turn one way and they're gonna cross over, and then you turn the other way and they uncross. Don't ever do what I just did, or you'll end up, doing what I just did. Spend a minute untangling them. It's not as bad as it seems. I'm awkward. Three there, three there, working yarn. Well, you have to have a system and good habits, right? When you crochet anyways, right? I mean, I'm working with a lot of yarns here, but I mean, look at the effect of these yarns together. It's like, it's miraculous. Thank you. It's, if you want to change colors on every row, if you want this look, it's a little bit more work, but it's super cute. Okay, here comes the blue, the dark blue. It's got to come up and around to the front of everything. Everything else is in the back. You lay it down flat. Make sure the tension is just right. Make your single crochet or whatever. This time I'm going to check before I turn and make sure I turn it the right way. And then blue is going over here. Oh, and I also put this one on the wrong side. That's part of the problem. You should only have 3 per side. There we go. That wasn't so bad. And now blue. Make sure it's not underneath anything. You want it on the top and all the way to the left. Okay. There we go. What row am I on? Well, they go in order. They go in the same order as you go up. Do I have a recommendation for a site for color inspiration? I just kind of picked these out myself. I wanted to do a rainbow with pastel colors. So I just, I did it myself, but I was at H&H Americas this summer, and I took a class called Trend Talk, or I went and listened to a talk about trends, things that are trending. And my blue is on the bottom. I was really interested in in different sites that they were talking about, where they, you know how like Pantone has the color of the year. Well, there is somewhere that you can go that will tell you what is going to be the Pantone color of the year. I'm not sure when they decide it, but they decide, you know, somebody decides which color is going to be the color of the year. And then there are other sites that tell you like the trending colors on the runway, or somebody actually decides like these are going to be the in colors for this season or that season next year and a year from now and 2 years from now. And there's like all these different people that make these decisions, or these different companies, I guess, that make these decisions about what the trending new colors are going to be. And so I'm interested in that. And I am I am more of like a someone who, I don't plan my colors as much. I'm doing it more and more, but I used to use a lot of cake yarn, and I used to purposely, sometimes I still do this. Sometimes I purposely put colors or cakes, yarn cakes together that I think don't go together. Like we all think that like, oh, I'm doing something with pink, so it has to be 4 different shades of pink, or it has to be pink and blue, or only red goes with pink, or only this goes with pink. And so sometimes I will try to do things that aren't like what I think your typical color combinations are, or color combinations. Oh no, that was on the right side, but something is not on the right side. It's you. Okay, and then who's coming out? This one. All right. Okay. And then which way do I have to turn so they don't tangle this way? Okay, there we go. 3, 3, and 1. This is going to be my last row of this. Another thing I've seen people do is like take a photograph, or a postcard, or a what am I thinking about? Yeah, a photograph, a postcard, or a book cover, and there are programs that you can, apps you can put on your phone and things that where you put the picture in and it will create palettes of color from that. And then you can match up those. Thank you. Yeah, I knew I wanted to do the rainbow, the rainbow blanket that I did. I knew I wanted to do a rainbow. And then I thought, well, I'll do a second rainbow with like pastels. I don't know. I was just thinking rainbow. Oh yeah. Trudy says for color palettes, there's nothing like a visit to Sherman Williams paint store. Sherman Williams. Okay. Now pretend I'm done. Well, it's not going to be that satisfying because I only carried a few, and I'm still going to have a bunch of ends. So I guess it's really not all that much of a drum roll moment like I was just thinking I was making. But pretend I'm done. The blanket is done. Oh, these scissors suck. I don't know where my scissors went that were in here. All right. Let's put these guys away and I'll get the white. Yep, there's that label, saffron. Uh-oh. Hang on, I have that white connected to something. I gotta grab another one. I got my stash of Stylecraft over here. Stylecraft Special DK. This side might be a little too loose. Stylecraft Special DK. Don't barf. Okay, good. It didn't. Okay, so I'm actually going to drop down. Oh, that's too small. I want an F. Do I have one? These hooks are too small. This might be okay. So this is what I had to do to make this work. Now I'm doing the border. So well, let me follow the pattern. Attach color G, which is white, in any stitch along the top row and work a round of single crochet around the entire piece, working 3 single crochet in each corner. When working the sides, you work into the, so I'm going to work into the sides of the stitches just like I always do. But when I got to the side, I dropped down a hook size just to do this a little bit tighter. So I'm going into the stitches just like I always do. And I'm going to work over my ends for 1 or 2 stitches just like I always do. And then I'm just going to work right over those floats. So when I do an edge, I go into the stitch. I treat these side stitches like foundation single crochet, and I work under 2 threads and I leave 1 on the bottom. Okay, here's my float and here's my stitch. I'm going to go into it. You have to just check and make sure you're catching the floats every time. And then yesterday my rant was about, that's not a float, that's an end, but that's okay. Yesterday my rant was about not worrying on this first row how many stitches you're putting into the side. It just is not, to me, helpful to try and control the number of stitches. I am more worried. I kind of split my stitch right there. I'm more worried about my tension right here. So when I work over, I don't work over my ends to secure them. I work over them on an edge for 1 or 2 stitches. And because we have all these floats that, like, look, I'm going to have to work over 3 floats at a time down here. I'm not trying to work over more than I need to here. I've got enough. So I just worked over this end guy for a couple of stitches, maybe 1, 2 at the most. And then that's it. I'm going to let it hang and I'm going to weave it in later. Okay. Having to do the floats is enough. So this is another end and this is an end. So I have ends and floats in this little section. So this guy is an end. I'm not going to work over him anymore. Now I have the blue and the green, which are floats. And you want to make sure you catch them and work over them. And you have to do it kind of tight or they'll stick out. Okay, go into the stitch, work under 2 threads, and leave 1 on the bottom. Okay, I have an end here. It's this purple one, and I'm just going to pull it out because I don't want to work over it for very long because I just have too many. You're going to, if you do this for a whole blanket, you're going to have 3 threads to work over going down the whole side. Whoops, I did 2 in the same stitch. Not close enough. I gotta go into here. Well, they still look like they're in the same stitch to me. When you work more than 1 stitch into the same stitch or space, it doesn't look even to me. Okay, that is a blue. That is the blue. That is an end. This is the toy. That's an end. We're down to ends now, and there's no more floats. Oh, I need 1 more there. working into the sides of the stitches like this is like, it's more art than science. You know, to me, it wouldn't be helpful to like have to match a count. I want to make it as even as I possibly can. So that's as close in as I can get to that. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that looks pretty good. Yes, it looked a hot mess. You know, it looked like this a minute ago. But now it looks like that. So I don't know. What do you think now, Contessa? Would you reconsider? I'm actually reconsidering what I said, that I would never do it again. Because you would have an end on every single one. Sorry, my camera died. So I don't know if it's going to come back because it's been acting weird. Ooh, it came right back this time. I'm so happy about that. Oh man. It's been acting up. It's been being weird. Yeah, I don't know about you, but that looks pretty good. If I do say so myself. I mean, there's the back. And I'll just, you know, I would just weave these in. So it looks like a lot of ends to weave in. You know, but this would be the top and this would be the bottom, and that whole, your whole blanket would have no ends. But you know, look, see, you can see the blue through, you can see them. It's not perfect. But it's a choice, you know. You can't say there's only one right way to do it, because this is very fiddly. Carrying it up the sides is very fiddly. But I mean, that looks pretty good to me. Let's see what's happening over on TikTok. That's right, E. I go all the way over the floats, and I just go over a few stitches on the of the tails. I don't work all the way over them, and that's typically how I do my you know, how I do the sides. If you watch any of my tutorials, that's how I do my edges. I do it the same way. Just the only difference is I'm working over the floats, and for the sides, I went down a whole hook size so that I can have the tension a little bit tighter. And if you don't do that, it shows through. So you have to tighten it up a little bit. That's what ended up working for me. Okay. So Contessa says that side was pretty smooth. Let's see the other one. All right. Feels like a challenge. So I do 3 in the corner. Facebook user says, I think it looks good. Thanks for sharing. I hope to have a swatch for you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night. Good night. Yeah, and as for posting progress photos for these 6-day, even if like today is day 4 of the crochet along, if you're just starting today, let's you know, you could post today as your day 1. And then usually I give people about a week after the crochet along is complete to post all their progress photos. So you could start today as your day 1. You have plenty of time. Just post every day for 6 days. E says, I love that crochet is part math, part choose your own adventure. Yes. It's the choices. I think there's a lot, you know, we hear this is the right way, this is the wrong way a lot of the time. But the truth is that there are always choices for how to do things. Okay, so going up the side, I'm going to use my F hook. Okay, and this pink is a tail, so I'm just going to work over it for one stitch, and so is this saffron. So I'm going to do one, work over the pink for one. And the reason why I work over it for one is I like send it in the direction of the stripe that it matches. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to weave it in to the part that it matches. It hides them better. So now I'm doing the same thing. I'm going under 2 threads of the stitch and leaving one on the bottom. And then I'm working over, this is one tail and one float. So I'm dropping the tail. The same thing. Yes. I like the Furls Odyssey. It's my favorite hook. Okay, this green is a tail. I'm going to work over it for one. I want to send it towards its stripe that it matches, so it has to go up. Okay, and I'm pulling it a little tighter than I usually do on my edges because I want to cover those floats. They are gorgeous, but I would try one before you invest because they're not for everybody. They're ergonomic hooks, and people I know that have purchased them that hold their hook like this don't really like them. So if you are an overhand holder like me, they feel good. And they're weighted. They're kind of heavy. So to me, that helps me relax my hand. I don't feel like I have to grip it. I feel like the hook is working for me. But I know people that say they're too heavy for them. That looks a little uneven. This is my rough side. I don't know if this is going to be up to Contessa's standards. She's really challenging me today. I'd love to make some tams to put on my head at night when I sleep. That's a cool idea. Yeah, just buy one. Go into the Furls group on Facebook. There's a Furls swap and sell or whatever, and try to get some secondhand ones. That's where I got a lot of these. People were selling them because Furls is having a lot of supply chain issues, and their Odysseys have been out of stock for a while. And then when they restock, they sell out right away. So they're really hard to get. But there are people that invested in, full sets of them and then decided they didn't like them. So they sell them. And then when they post those, Odysseys, they get snapped right up, man. Right up. I got me a couple. There was a really sweet girl that was selling her collection, and I bought a lot of them. And then she turned around a week or so later and said, "Hey, Betty, I want to sell a few more. I just thought I'd give you first crack at them." And I was like, "Yes, girl, I'll take them." So she and I made friends. Yeah, because I don't think they have any Odysseys on their site right now. Woohoo, I'm back at the top. I think this purple one I'm using is one that I got from that girl. I think her name was Kayla. She was so sweet. They definitely help me relax my hand when I'm crocheting. And you know, I crochet a lot. And one thing that is you know, will help you crochet without injury is to be able to keep your hand nice and soft and relaxed while you're working. All right, since I'm here, I'm just going to keep going and do the border on this. What do y'all say? It says join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet and fasten off. Why did I do that? What was I thinking? And then it says with color A and G hook. So I'm still on color. Oh no, because it's color A. That's why. Oh, good grief. Color A is pink. All right. So I'm done with white. I know we hates weaving in ends, but we loves having cute colors. So I don't know, folks. It's a trade-off. What can I say? So this, I'll come in on this a little bit. Let me go back and show you what I did when I fastened off. Pretend we're doing that again. All right, hold up. Come on, Betty. All right, so this is my last single crochet. And then I pulled it through and then bring it under here into the top of this one. And then I'm just going to go around a couple of times, like 2 or 3. And I'm doing this because I'm going to work over this. Okay, and then I'm going to leave it. And then I'm going to, I don't know why that doesn't look right there. I'm going to, that's why, because that came out. I'll leave it there until it's all done and then I'll weave it in. Kind of weird that I have ends on the front. That's different. That's definitely different. Okay, color A is pink. Here we go with a billion different colors again. I know some of you are saying, I would never, but you know what? It's also so cute. Okay, with color A and the G hook, we're using the G for the rest of the time. Join with a single crochet in any stitch. Boom. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet to the corner. Okay, so here you go. I didn't count my stitches going down. I don't know if I have the right multiple or not. So this is where I'm going to fudge my skips to make sure that if my multiple's off by 1, I'm just going to fudge it. And then that's what the pattern says, to the corner. Oh, it doesn't say that. It just says single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner. Let me come out a little bit. Repeat from the start all the way around. So it's chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. all the way around. Boom, bomb, boom, boom. Chain one, skip one, single crochet, E-I-E-I-O. All right, we'll do that all the way around. So this one's off by one, but nobody has to know. I'm just going to single crochet, chain two, single crochet in that corner. Nope. I don't know what the multiple would be. 2 plus 1, I think. Multiple of 2 plus 1. So you're either gonna be on or you're gonna be off by 1. So I just didn't skip one getting into the corner because I was off by 1. So that's a blanket, or what's it going to be? This is a swatch for a blanket. It's like a little practice piece before you do the whole blanket. This has some kind of different techniques in it. We carried the yarns up the side, and I feel like people should practice that before they do a whole blanket. And then you get to your edge and you're like, oh crap, this doesn't look great. But then you can't fix it. You can't change it. You can't go back. Okay, so this time my corner worked out. So to me, it's just not worth it to like worry when I'm going up the side about how many stitches I have, because I'm just going to fudge it if it's off by 1. I'm just going to skip an extra one, or I'm not going to skip one going into my corner. This one looks like it's off by 1, so I'm just not going to skip going into my corner. Nobody's ever going to know, except I just told you on YouTube. So my 20,000 followers will know. Thanks for everyone that joined and shared the live and followed and did all those wonderful things. I appreciate you all. Going live is so fun. Editing videos is not fun. That's why I do it like this. I would rather just do it live and teach it live and just leave my mistakes and my screw ups just right there for the whole world to see. Who cares? Okay, and I'm off by 1 at the end too. So, oh well. Let's see. What does it say to do? It says repeat from the star around, and then it says fasten off, but it doesn't say join. It should say join. Not me making corrections to my pattern on a live. I'm human. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't think anybody really does. It's like birth. What the F is this? Death. You're born, you die, and in between, it's just like, what the F? We are all living on a spinning rock. Everything is out of control. Apparently, there are aliens. Oh, well. Nobody cares. They thought we were all going to go hysterical. And like, everybody's just like, a lot of, like, I was trying to talk to my daughter about it. She's like, what are you talking about? Nobody in my family watches the news because, you know, because it's crazy. Everything is screwed up. Okay, my friends, now we do the same. We repeat this row with every color. Okay, but we're working into the chain spaces instead of into the single crochet. Okay, that's all. And then let me show you one of my other tips is, okay, I joined it there this time. On this round, I'm going to join it somewhere over here. I'm going to change every time. Let's single crochet, chain one, single crochet in the space. It's the same old stuff over and over again. In the corner, it's single crochet, chain two, single crochet. Well, I don't remember what happened there. That was something that I fudged. My side edges are really tight, so I'm going to err on the side of putting more stitches than I need. Exactly. If something is that important, somebody, like everybody knows I don't watch the news, so they'll say, like when 9/11 happened, I was living in California, and my mom called and left a message on my answering machine, and she was like, I know you're still sleeping, I know you don't turn the news on. And the guy I was married to was in the military, and he was on deployment, so that's when it started. I could not listen to the news because every single thing was like terrifying if I did. So I didn't watch it, and I didn't want my kids watching it, but my mom called and was like, she left a message. We had answering machines back then, not voicemail or cell phones. It was, a different time. She said, I know you're not, I know you're still sleeping, and I know you don't watch the news, but you better turn it on today. Because she knows. Hi, thanks for following. The corners are single crochet, chain two, single crochet in the chain two space. And the rest of it is chain one, single crochet in the chain one space, all the way around. And we're going to do it with every color of this little retro rainbow. Hi, Michelle, thank you. This is the 6-day retro rainbow blanket. This is a little swatch along tutorial. I wanted to show people how I carried the yarn up the sides. I think we're split about whether it's a good idea or not. Even I'm split because after I did it, I said, I don't think I would do that again, but you know, now that I did it on this swatch, I'm like, okay, I think, and this is sincere, maybe I just needed a little more practice on it. Sometimes when I'm designing, I swatch out the blanket and I do all the math, and then I go ahead and start crocheting the blanket. And unless I know um, that I have a particular border in mind for it, or I know that I want to square off, or, I won't think about the border or worry about the border until I'm done with the whole blanket. And then, so I don't like always make a swatch and then work out the border on the swatch. I do the swatch, I make the blanket, and then I start thinking about the border and I do the border on the swatch. Right now, I've been working on this beach house blanket for a while and I just cannot settle. I was doing the border on a live the other night, and when I got off the live, I decided I didn't like it and I ripped the whole thing out. And I'm still in progress on it, and it's like an overdue project, but I want it to be right. Next is the peach. This border takes a ding dong long time. I was thinking it was all white around, but it's not. It's all this different stuff. Okay. I always try and start my edge each round. I start on a different side because I don't want to have all those ends in the same, all in the same spot, trying to work them all in to like the same area. Then they show. This, what I'm working on? No, it's not. Listen, you can't make a swatch on 4 stitches. That is not a swatch. A swatch needs to give you a sense of what the project and the stitches are actually going to do. This is only 21 stitches. I normally wouldn't do the whole border around on a swatch unless I was designing. Like I just said, I do the project, and then I need time sometimes to like think and just let it marinate. And I'm a marinator. I'm a big marinator. Oh my goodness. I need time to let things marinate. Yes. Carolyn says it's so helpful to get a feel for the pattern and preview your color choices. Also, somebody in my Facebook group today said, I need to see if I like vibe with the pattern. Am I going to enjoy making it? Thank you so much, Morgan's Archive. I'm really surprised at the response to them. And people have just really responded to these colors. Oh, these are going in the trash. It's just ridiculous. They're dull. Actually, I have scissor sharpeners. I wonder if I can sharpen them. Lay it down and admire it often. Okay, let's go back and start the next round over here. We're halfway there. I'm just going to keep going. Everybody's like, I'm going to bed. Too late for me. I got to keep going because tomorrow I want to do the... What am I doing tomorrow? I'm doing the Sweetheart Rainbow. I'll do a swatch for that. And then on the last day, I'm going to do the Lovey. The Ridgy Didge Lovey. Excuse me. So tomorrow, I believe I'll be on at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And then the following day, the last day, I'll be on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I try to switch up the times because we have, I think I'm on at noon tomorrow, noon Eastern. I try to switch up the times because there's people all over the globe. And I want to be accessible to everyone in all the time zones, and people who work and people who work nights and people who work, you know, whatever, all the stuff. I try to be available to everyone. And then after the crochet along is over, like I said, I'll give you like a week to make your posts. And then I'll just be checking those. Please tag me, and I will pick one person from each social media platform: Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. And I don't know if people really post on YouTube or not, but if anybody does, I'll go look at it and I'll decide if I'm going to send you a little pouch or something. And I'll be sending out swag gifts. Oh, thank you, Carolyn, I mean. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I used my Joann's refund to get a couple new Ott lights to put in here. Let's see if we can get some color correction going on. Because I'm looking at my colors on TikTok and my colors on the other platforms, YouTube and Facebook. They don't even look anything alike. Ooh, wait a minute. Did I start doing double crochet? I did. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and the rest is single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 1 space. Whoops. Feel like I'm starting to twirl a little bit. So let's try working one from the wrong side and see how that looks. That is one way to fix a twirling square. Thanks for the follow. Single crochet in the chain space, chain 1, is the stitch around the edges, and then the corners are single crochet, chain 2, single crochet all the way around, all the way home. Ugh. Now that it's the second week of August, just barely, everybody's thinking about going back to school in fall, and it'll be time for pumpkin lattes any second here. Is it pumpkin season already? Or yet? Or what? I mean, it's still summertime here. I haven't been to school for over a decade, so I'm like, I don't like all the pumpkin stuff. I don't like to jump on the seasons. I like to just try and stay. Pumpkin season for us in Ohio isn't until October. Well, I mean, true pumpkin season, but I mean, when does Starbucks start with the pumpkin stuff? And people are already like, I'm already seeing Halloween everywhere. I want to stay in the moment. I was at Michael's the other day and returning some yarn. I returned yarn to Joanne and Michael's. It was perfectly good yarn. I was like, I'm not going to do what I set out to do with this yarn. I'm going to take it back and get my money back and buy 2 lights, and which is what I did at Joann's. But I was at Michael's returning some yarn. I wanted to make a birthday gift for my daughter with, I wanted to make her a blanket real quick. And I ended up, ordering a couple different things and then changing my mind. So I, was taking the yarn back to Michael's that I had bought for that. And I thought, well, while I'm here, I'll get some candles, cause the jar candles go on sale. And they were like, sometimes they're 3 for $10. I try to wait until they're 3 for $10, but they were like 2 for $7.99, which I thought was decent. That's pretty close to the same. But they were all fall scents, and I thought, I don't want to smell fall right now. I don't want to smell that. I just don't really like the way that join is. I'm just going to do another single crochet. I feel like that will look better. Okay, now let's look at it from the front. So did that straighten it out? It did. Look at that. I should maybe add it to the pattern to alternate sides. I think that would be better. Well, that's Ridgy Didge. Okay, this project has 8 border rounds. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Let's sing a song of 6. Why did I do this in white? It says attach color G. So color G should actually have been the purple, not the white. I did it bad. So this should have been color G, purple. So it should have gone purple, pink, orange, peach, green, blue. And then this blue, the dark blue will be my, yes, that's right. I remember that now because I wanted the 2 blues at the end because I wanted it to look like sky and clouds. So this should be purple, not white. That'll be on the YouTube forever. And somebody will do their blanket and they'll have the white, and then they won't watch the whole video, and they won't read the pattern, and they won't question themselves or me, and they'll do it in white, and then they'll get to this part of the video and hear me say I made a mistake, and they'll be mad, and I would be too. Betty McKnit doesn't know what she's doing. I knew it didn't look right. I was just trying to get it done. That should be purple, not white. I'll try and make an annotation on the video for future generations. It's unique now. Yep. I mean, normally I'd just be like, who cares? But it'll be on the video. It'll be on the YouTube. So people watch those, watch the YouTubes, and they make the pattern from the YouTube instead of using the pattern. So they won't know, which I don't recommend, by the way. Always follow the pattern because of things like that. I misspeak. I say random words sometimes and I don't even realize I'm saying it. The totally wrong word will come out of my mouth all the time. Freudian slip left and right. I'm thinking one thing and I'm saying something else, or I'm supposed to be saying something else, and instead I'm saying what I'm thinking. I don't know, one of my devices in the other room is talking to me too. It's probably saying, calm down. You sound upset. Yeah, so the border of this has little clouds. So that's why I wanted to end with the blue. Now I remember. It's all coming back to me. I mean, if you went to the trouble to do the entire border on your swatch, you could make a lovey out of this. Or you could give it to your little, big sister for their doll blanket. It's adorable. It's a blanket, 6-day retro rainbow blanket. This swatch is nicer than the sample blanket I made up. I think I just needed a little more practice on making that edge work. I didn't know what I was doing the first time around. I wonder what's going on with my air quality because I'm starting to cough. My throat's scratchy. I was out and about a lot today. Didn't really even think to check the air quality, to be honest. Okay. Hands everywhere. Join white with single crochet in any corner. Skip one chain space. Oh, this is the last round. Double crochet, so I'm skipping one chain space. Double crochet. Am I in focus? Let me come in just a little closer. Skip one chain space, double crochet in the next chain space. Chain one. Okay, now we're going to work over this double crochet into this space right here. Single crochet, half double crochet, 4 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Half double crochet. You do all of that around the double crochet just made. Single crochet in next chain one space. Repeat from start around. Skip one, double crochet in the next. And then working into this space around the double crochet, it's single crochet. Oh no, chain one first. single crochet, half double crochet, 4 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, half double crochet, and then single crochet in the next space. Okay, that's how you make the little puffy clouds that kind of look like they're floating across the edge of the blanket. And then it says, adjust your skips if needed so that the single crochet falls in the corner space. Do not double crochet over the corner. So this, you don't want this cloud trying to go over the corner. They go up to the corner. So if you get to a corner and you don't have enough left to skip, just don't skip. You're either going to skip or not skip, but you want to land the single crochet or that you want to land the stitch in the corner. You don't want to have that double crochet straddling a corner. Chain 1, single crochet, half double crochet, 4 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, half double crochet, single crochet in the next. I didn't do them evenly because I wanted them to look like they were puffing along. Skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, single crochet, working around that double crochet that I just made, half double crochet. By the way, I adapted this from Edie Uckman's book, one of her border books. Okay, so this time I'm going to land in the corner, which is what we want. And I think the proper way to do it would be like, make sure you have a multiple of da-da-da on, on the side before you start. But it just, to me, it's only going to be off by 1 stitch ever. So it's just easier just to, like, if you don't, I kind of don't like going around the corner like that. So I'll just single crochet in the same stitch again. It's just easier to make the adjustment as you go. It's not that serious. Let me take a little lay it down and admire it break. Four double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet. Definitely looks like I did too many. Double crochet. Oh well. My mind is starting to float away. It's these little floating clouds. I'm starting to drift off. Something's up with me with this coughing. I'm going to make it all the way around this blanket, by golly. My people have a tutorial to follow and not by the pattern. Wow, now that that white round is just sticking out like a sore thumb to me. I want to rip the whole thing out. Well, next month is Stash Bust September. Who's ready to bust some stash? Are people doing that? I'm going to do it. And I have great patterns for it. And I have a new pattern I'm going to release as soon as I feel like, you know, I smell fall in the air. And it's called the Chaos Scarf, 6-day Chaos Scarf. And it's an amazing piece of artwork that I created. It's a giant blarf. It's a blarf. But I have some great patterns for scraps and stash busting. Scrap busting. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to take that month to like really crack down on some of the UFOs I've got flying around my house. Bunch of stuff started and not finished. Bunch of PhDs in UFOs. Get cracking on these goals. You got 3 months left for goals. 2023 goals. September, October, we got 4 months. What am I saying? 4.5 months. It's almost half a year. Stop talking about pumpkin lattes. It's still summer. It's been beautiful here at the beach, and last year, September was the absolute best month. It was my first September down here, and I was just like, holy moly, this is amazing. Good gravy. So nice. So good. It's beautiful because it's like summertime still, but everyone has finished their vacation and they're back to school and back to work, and the weather is just like, I don't have to go to school. And so it just stays nice. It's beautiful. October, beautiful time of year. On the Outer Banks. And I love being so close to the water. It's amazing. So good for my mental health. Just be able to walk out there anytime I want, day or night. I love watching the moon come up. Oh, it's so great. My other account is OBX Crochet. Sometimes I do this on this account too, but once I am able to go live on that other account, I'm going to be out there. That's going to be my beach crochet channel. A lot of the time, well, not a lot, but a few times I've just gone out there and sat live on TikTok and on the beach while I crochet. Oh, man, it's good stuff. Almost done. Man, I had a long day. Long day. Tomorrow, like I said, will be noon. Friday will be 11 a.m. and that'll be the end of the crochet along. But you can do your, you still have time to get 6 days in. I'll give people like a week to finish up and post and tag me, post a progress photo every day. Work on your thing for 6 days and give me a day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. You can even do it in a collage photo all at once. Make sure you tag me. Make sure I see it. Make sure I comment on it. And I'm going to send somebody a little something. I I used to do my swag through Zazzle, but I'm using Printify now in my Shopify store, and I have some neat and different swag items that I never tried to do on Zazzle. I have bags. I have like big tote bags, and they're really nice. The quality on them is really nice, nicer than I um thought thought they would be. And I have these little project pouches, like zipper pouches, and my favorite one is the one that has the 6-day kid blanket, like a cheat card on it, and it gives you like a shorthand code for the stitches that you can keep in your bag, and help you remember how to do your 6-day blanket. I'm excited about it. And then the other one is like a little zipper pouch, and it doesn't say anything on it, but it has like crochet, some of my crochet printed on it, and it's really fun. And it's a nice little zipper pouch. One of my people in my membership was like, "What's that pouch like?" And I was like, "You know what? I don't know. I've never seen one in person yet." Because they like print them and then they drop ship them. So unless I order one, a sample to check it, which I haven't done yet, I was like, I don't know. So I told her, I'll send you one and you let me know what you think of it. So those might be something I send out. But I'll choose one person from each social platform who tags me, in their progress stuff. And they'll get a little gifty from me. Man, I'm losing track of what I'm doing. I'm fading. I'm fading out. I'm fading fast. I'm fading fast. Okay, so I'm not going to come up even at the end. I'm going to fasten to this. Still a bazillion ends. So much for not having to weave in ends. There's still a million of them. All right, I actually would weave a couple of these in, but I'm just done. I think I've done too much today. It's starting to feel like I'm being, I might be getting sick or something. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all tomorrow at noon. Bye. Oh. Something just fell off my desk. Oh God, I'm a mess. Bye.